What if the next 30 days would be your experiment in life to see if you can change your beliefs? No complaining, no excuses, but also not being hard on yourself. Just an experiment to see if you can change a belief, or are you running constantly on autopilot? This new moon in Sagittarius is an excellent time to work on our beliefs. Not in philosophical way, because we don't need that. We are thinking enough, but in actionable way. In this video, I will be talking about new moon in Sagittarius without the jargon. How to use it, how to don't feel stressed about it, especially because it's the end of the year and many of us feel so much pressure already. We don't need more pressure. No fear, action. If you are new here, hey, I'm Yoshi, I'm a holistic astrologer, and I live my life navigated by astrology. And this is what I wanted to share with you. Practical, down to earth, but still a little bit mystical. If it's the kind of the energy you feel connected to, remember to comment and subscribe, because this is how algorithm works, and I love to share astrology in this way with more people. And if what I'm talking about makes sense and you can see expression of it in your life, remember that my bookings are open, and this time you can also learn how this new moon will affect you. Not in a generic way, but based on your birth chart. If you are here, that means probably you are into astrology, and after watching a video like this one, you might wonder, but what that means for me? Check the description below and then you can book your spot. Sagittarius energy is often misunderstood. Is this kind of happy-go-lucky, good sense of humor being? But this is not only about this joyful being, and we can feel it with this new moon. Sagittarius energy is the one who wants to expand reality and consciousness, who wants to explore, who wants to understand, and can keep their sense of humor and their often light-hearted way of being with people because they've seen it all. Many people with Sagittarius Sun, they have Mercury or Venus in Scorpio, which means they are deep. And this new moon is from one side about our experience of how to bring more luck to my life, but also how to take the responsibility, because it's affected by Saturn, like many other events which happened lately. It's about adventure, it's about travel, not always about the travel where you are changing the destination, location, but also about exploring different points of view. And in this video, I would like to focus the most about the beliefs, about the point of view which is creating your reality. And it's not a cliche that our being, who we are, it's creating what we see. And we can explain it with neuroscience. Everything what's happening outside is coming through the filter of our own being. This is why it's so important to start from the inside if we want to change the reality outside. And it's quite an interesting experiment, I will mention it. When they took a big group of babies, like not a newborns but toddlers, who didn't have yet any idea about what snakes are. And they done this experiment with snakes, and then they done this experiment with rats. And you can guess, those babies, they didn't have any fear. They didn't have the imprint in them that snake means danger or rats are whatever. Then we can think how many imprints in our mind we have and how much they change our daily life. If you want to change it, are you ready to let go of some of your ideas about the situation? Because often we think we want a different job, we want to live in a different place, but the commitment, the sacrifice of actually leaving the comfort of our job or going through the moving from place to place, somehow it's too big for us. With this new moon, you can decide that one need you have, especially those ones which are related to freedom, because Sagittarius is freedom. One need which you have is connected to one belief which you have. And if this need is not fulfilled for a long time, you have some type of an obstacle there. If you are able to connect this need to the belief and you can change the belief, then you can make a step in the direction which is desirable for you. What I mean about the belief, I will go to the subject of work. This is the life example which can happen during this new moon. Some people are changing work every 2 years, every 3 years, and some they started working in one place after their school and they stayed there because it's good enough, but they don't feel satisfaction, they don't feel enjoyment. And with this new moon, the need of feeling excited, feeling joyful, feeling fire in us, it's so needed. If you are working in a place for a very long time and it's comfortable, but it's not giving you things which you need, which might be expansion, which might be learning new skills, maybe appreciation from people, why you are not changing it? You can ask yourself, what's your belief behind it? Is it that you need to have this stability? Is it that you will be not good enough to find another job? What is it? I'm sure if you will spend your time with this question, asking why, until you will not have the core of your belief, I'm sure you can find it. And when you will come with asking deeper, with simple question, but why, then you can decide, am I able to change it? This belief that, let's say, I don't think I'm good enough to have another job. I don't think anyone would hire me. Are you able to change it, or are you deciding that you're staying? You can decide what's the version of freedom for you, the freedom of change or freedom of acceptance. Another life example of the thing which can happen during this new moon or 3 days after is related to study, to learning. It could be learning a new language, or maybe it's something which you're supposed to learn to have better situation at your work. If you started some type of study a few weeks ago or maybe a few months ago and the first excitement fade away and now you feel like actually it's a lot to do it every week or every day, this new moon is bringing to our reality the realization that if you want to grow bigger, you need to commit. Even if the fire, passion are not there every single time. If you will have some invitation to do something bigger than your qualification are right now, probably that will be not happening in this very moment, but in a few weeks or months, then decide if you want to go for it and do something absolutely out of your regular schedule and feel the satisfaction from it, knowing that you truly need to learn something more, you need to practice, you need to maybe even have some new certification, or you need to learn a language to be able to be a part of it. This is your decision if you want to do it. And another life example. Sagittarius is about traveling, and of course it's happening quite close to all Christmas season, and many of us will travel at that time. But if you can enjoy your travel even more than usually, if you can have your eyes open to experience different culture, even if this different culture means visiting your family, which you don't see so often, and they have just different rituals related to Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you can be more open to experience without judging it, just to see it as an opportunity to expand your understanding of what other humans are doing. Sometimes we might have those friends who always seem like they are lucky, like life is just giving them everything they want. And of course, some people somehow they have a little bit more luck in their life. But with this new moon in Sagittarius, who is connected to luck because it's a Jupiter ruling planet, we can check if we are actually inviting luck to our life, because very often more luck is coming when we are in the right place and the right time. It's a bit more challenging to be lucky if we are staying in our very strict, fixated on our routine. If we are not seeing new places, if we are not connecting with new people. With bringing more luck to your life is also about accepting the possibility of the failure and trying things which you know that you are not good yet, and maybe you will never be good at them, but because of the optimism and excitement which you can feel stronger with this new moon, you might just decide that okay, it's worth it. At least I would say that I did it once, maybe. And here we again have this subject of our beliefs. If you have a habit of telling yourself that I always have a bad luck, or I always meet people who just want to cheat on me and they don't want to be honest, or anything you have on your mind. If you have a habit of this mental loop, Sagittarius is another option to work on it. Before, during the full moon in Gemini, we were working with our nervous system. This time, we are working with the beliefs, which are way more mental, which can we actually write down, work on them, look at them, do something with them. But first of all, just starting to be conscious of them. You might just start to see which of unhelpful reaction in your mind you have, and first just observe them. You even don't need to change them straight away if you are not aware that they are happening, but they are the reason that you might feel unlucky, because the reality which we see around us is coming through the filter, and if the filter is quite dirty, then the view will be not really pleasant. I want to ask you something very simple, and don't overthink it, just feel if you can feel it in your body. Do you believe in something bigger than you? And how does it make you feel? Many of us grow up with some background in religion. I grew up as a Catholic, like most of Polish people. And then we might have this resentful way of thinking when we are growing up, because we are connecting religion with church with all things which I will be not talking here about. We don't need to follow the rule that beliefs of something bigger are related to religion. This is just something which some of us grow up with. But for many people, believing that they are not responsible for everything what's happening in their life, and I don't mean that we are blaming planets or we are blaming anything else. I'm talking on the opposite way. We are feeling that something is actually supporting us. No blaming, no excuses, radical acceptance, radical responsibility, with the awareness that maybe something bigger than us, we can call it any way we want, that doesn't really matter, it's just a name, but maybe something is protecting us. And you can think about some situations when you're supposed to be in some really, really deep and you weren't, because something protected you, because somehow the person you didn't know helped you, or somehow your intuition worked, or maybe you're supposed to be in a place when some tragic situation happened and you didn't go there because your car broke down. I can go with examples like that on and on. And I believe everyone has those moments when we feel that we were protected. With coming to New Year 2026, maybe we could think a little bit more about option that yes, we need to do our work, we need to show up and do the thing, but also maybe we are being supported. I mentioned an experiment too for 30 days, but also even just for 7 days. Decide that one of your beliefs will be changed. And it could be this mental talk that you are committing, that for the next 7 days or 30 days, 21 days, doesn't really matter. You are not telling yourself when something is happening, I am a failure, I'm not good enough. Or maybe if you have a belief and you are single that all guys or all women are just bad, and maybe it's good for you to change the belief instead of going for more dates. I'm sure you can find out by yourself which of the things is the easiest, or maybe which of the things is the most meaningful for you. And here I will have a little personal story. I will start from the fact that I think, yes, people want to change their life, but they don't want to let go of the old version of themselves. Every time when I see my friends back in England or Poland, and right now I'm in Cambodia, I'm based in Cambodia, this is my home for now since many years. I hear from my friends who knew me before I left to Asia, you didn't change at all. And this is such a sweet compliment to hear. But also I don't feel it. I feel like I live a few lifetimes. I had a few lives since I've been born. And I quit them. I feel from one side like a different person. From other side, I feel more connected to the child I've been in the past. But I definitely feel like I changed. My work, my relationships, my location, everything changed. And believe me, it was difficult. At some point, even if the change was absolutely positive and I knew it, I was still holding to the idea that if I would stop thinking that I need to do things the hard way, that I need to sacrifice my time, I couldn't believe that life could be easier, simpler. Strange, isn't it? It's something on which I'm still working on, but to change something in our life, we need to decide that we are okay with letting go of the old version. And sometimes this old version might be the version who is thinking about the trauma they experience. And of course, we have times in our life, during our healing, when we're supposed to talk. We're supposed to express this pain which happened to us. But if we want to go few steps further, at some point we need to leave it. It's not, doesn't mean that that didn't happen to us or the pain was smaller, but it means that we can walk lighter. We still remember it, we can still have a conversation, but we need to let go. And with this new moon in Sagittarius, we might have way more luck to do it, because yes, it is a lucky new moon, and I'm so happy to be able to say it. And this new moon is so much about trusting that the things can actually work out for us, and we can do things in a bit different way than any other person would do, but we are here to do our version of life. If anything in this video resonates with you, remember to leave the comment. It makes me really happy to see that we are creating a community here of people who can use astrology, not being used by astrology. It's no fear on this channel, no clickbaits to have more views, because I will tell you, oh, this is the biggest final new moon of the year, disaster. No, it's not a disaster, it's a beautiful new moon. I'm really happy that you stayed here, and see you next time.